And it's just kind of like a simple way of thinking about, just back, forward, and around. Like just as long as you cover those three bases, you're going to do a pretty good job. Generate a report at the end, hit publish. Everyone's going to learn from each other. It's going to be good. Hey, I'm Steve McGhee. I'm a reliability advocate at Google Cloud. I was an SRE for a long time, and now I help people build more reliable systems on the cloud.
Hi, I'm Kyle Campbell, founder of CTO.ai. We are a modern development platform that helps companies measure the software developer experience. Been an entrepreneur and a self-taught software engineer for a long time, and love to help developers build internal developer platforms. So one thing you shared with me is Google's look back, look forward, and look around. Can you extrapolate on that and tell us a little bit more about how that works at Google?
Sure. So this is specifically from SRE. So it might be adopted in many teams, but I know it from the SRE perspective. So I was an SRE for about a decade. I ran a bunch of teams. About halfway through when I was there, we developed this system called Production Excellence Reviews. It actually came from an annual capacity planning review, and we just kind of expanded it over time. And basically what we started out looking for was how many more computers do you need next quarter or next year? It was just a money thing. And we realized, well, we're already meeting for this. Let's talk about other stuff too. And so eventually what we ended up with was this kind of 3-phase approach, which is, first of all, look back and tell me, how'd you do? Did you have a bunch of incidents? Were they all understood? Tell me the top bad things that happened. And is it going to happen again? Just what did you learn from them? Also, how did your people do? Is everyone happy? Did you burn out a bunch of people? Did you gain a bunch of people? How's that going? Look forward then is the next phase, which is, okay, so what's next? Are you guys going to launch a new thing? Are you going to grow by 100x? What do you think is going to happen in the future? And what should we plan for? And again, this is where capacity comes in. Do we need to move into a new region? Do we need to up our budget? Things like that. Also, what is the team going to accomplish in terms of software delivery? What is it that we want to actually do this quarter or year or whatever it is that we're planning for? So really, this is just kind of a retrospective and a look forward planning at the same time. And then the last one is look around, which is tell me about how you worked with other teams around you. So your neighbor teams. And even if you don't really work with them around you, I, as the person who's running this meeting, I'm going to tell you about other people who are doing similar things that you're facing, and I'm going to connect you with somebody. And at the end of the day, what you do is, as this team leader, in this case, it was the SRE, overall lead, would just have a bunch of these meetings in a row, 1 week or whatever, and then they would kind of compile a big report and say, here's how everyone's doing. Here's all the, how everyone's, feeling and how everyone is doing in terms of toil. Here's how we're going to grow next year, next quarter as an entire company or as an entire group. And then here's a bunch of teams that are doing great things that you can learn from, that are just next door. Just go chat with them. They're open. Or here's a bunch of teams who need help. Please go help them. Right. And so by producing this report internally, once a year, twice a year, or whatever, you're able to give everyone kind of a pulse on how's it going internally, strictly operationally. And so this was SRE at the time, was both operational and sort of internal tooling. We didn't have any external products that we were building. And so it was very internally focused group of metrics, but this can be used for anything. This can be used for product teams as well. And it's just kind of a simple way of thinking about, just back, forward, and around. Just as long as you cover those 3 bases, you're going to do a pretty good job. Generate a report at the end, hit publish. Everyone's going to learn from each other. It's going to be good. If you want to learn more about DORA, check out dora.dev, and you can join our community as well. There's a URL, dora.community, which is an actual URL. You can type it into your browser, and where we meet up a couple times a month to talk about DORA and how they're adopted within communities and organizations. And then keep a lookout for Ask DORA. I call it DORA Bot, but we have an LLM that's trained on all of the DORA material for the past 10 years, and you can ask it any question you'd like to better understand all the material within the DORA reports over the years. And don't forget to check out the Accelerate book as well. It's 10 years old and it still rings true.
If you're looking to advance your CI/CD practices and get DORA metrics automatically through that tool, check out CTO.ai. We will help you set up your CI/CD process to automatically collect and search and report on the DORA metrics that come out of your CI/CD practices. And then you can use those and compare them with the word of your team to understand how to continuously improve over time. I want to say a big thank you to Steve from DORA for joining us, and we'll see you soon.